about a year ago, Katie and I jumped in our Ferrari, our Toyota Yaris, and made the 16-hour trek to Denver, Colorado to go to a mental skills conference, to learn from some of the teachers that and coaches I had no real business necessarily being around. I wanted to drive because I wanted to see the states to the southwest of us, Iowa and Nebraska. I quickly realized that was a mistake. But in the end, we made it through 98-degree weather to go there and surround ourselves with people that I respected at the highest level. And I was excited because the first thing on the agenda was to do something that I was really looking for, and that was to define mental toughness. Now, mental toughness to me, and in our academic world, what is mental toughness being called? Grit. And now I know Dr. Duckworth has some really cool definitions and different things, but grit is that word now. And we know that anything for our students, for us, to perform at our best, that grit is essential. However, the definition of what that was for me was led up to a lot of this guy up on your screen. I mean, I can vividly remember him running up those steps, saying things like, it's not a matter of how hard you can hit, but how many times you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. And I quickly took this on as this is what it is. And now looking back, all I see is Rocky's head just like being blasted and just taking punches, and then his brain's probably looking like scrambled eggs. And so when we defined mental toughness, I was really excited because finally it was something that I could wrap everything that I believed specifically around, because language allows us to be clear. And so that definition was this, that true mental toughness is treating people well, giving your very best, bringing a great attitude, and being unconditionally grateful in all circumstances, even if you think that they suck. Now, if you're like me, some of our overachievers are like, that's awesome. But if you're like me, that was 16 hours through Nebraska for that. And I looked around, I'm like, Alabama coach is there. You don't use this. Baylor coach is there. A guy from one of the most renowned schools out east is there. And I'm like, and they're all like, yeah. And because what I thought was lowering the bar, because it doesn't sound fancy, was ultimately absolutely raising it. Because yes, indeed, when we're at the highest state of life, living in life's penthouse, as I call it, when we discuss state, it is so easy to do those things. Treat people well, have a great attitude, and give your very best. When the money's coming in, when people have got your back, when the kids take your lesson accordingly, it all is pretty simple when people are healthy. But wow, does that change? Does that change when your projector doesn't work on the first day of school, ever? Or when you look and you have this awesome lesson plan, this awesome field trip, and one of your students comes in and goes, oh, really? Or when you get a call the night before a very big presentation saying that your brother-in-law, Katie's brother, was in a motorcycle accident. We don't know how he is. You need to come down to Madison. To me, those are the moments when we get to see exactly their life's checkpoints along the way of where are we at as far as TMT goes, as far as true mental toughness goes. And I'll tell you, I wish I could tell you non-cognitive skills are one that you can master, but hopefully if you learned anything with the growth mindset and with these things, it's a constant fluctuation. And so I think the fastest way to make this happen is by getting a model. Because in the end, I don't know about you, but I don't have kids yet, but I don't see them saying the moment you walk through the door after a day is done, hey, Mom, Dad, I know you've been working hard on that science lesson. How did it go? Right? They're like, where's the food? But instead, I'll tell you one thing. They do care the attitude that you bring, the love that you can share, regardless of circumstances. And this has transcended for me every environment that I'm in that what I found is that every opportunity that once I looked at as a setback or a challenge is just a training ground to develop in this area.